welcome back to our next lecture on learning Autodesk Inventor. In this video we are going to continue with drawing mode. We're going to learn more about the panels of the drawing mode. But before we continue, we can now just go and click a new document, and as you can see, now we have this template which we did in the last lecture. So every time we go click here and go create it, now we will have our table and our borders which we created. So that's why it is good to make your own template. Okay, so let's continue and explain why these tools are used for, how to use them, and then in the next lecture we are going to actually start and explain the annotate. As you can see, there are more tools than in the place view, but we are also going to explain them one by one and see what they're used for. So let's go and continue with the first tool, which is the base tool. And as you can see here, it is used to place any drawing or any assemble that you have made it. So let's go and insert this one. Let's go and open it. And as you can see, here it is. And we have here the view cube. Of course, you could change the view, but I'm going to leave that first from the front. Then, as you can see, this there is a line here which indicates the side of the model. One click here and one click here to make all three views. So I'm going to click one more time here, and now we have this 3D view. Go right click and hit enter. But I want to show you one more thing. You can change here the scale, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, but I'm going to leave it like this. Hit OK, and now we have our model here. What can we do else? Of course, we can move them around like this, and I can move this a little bit here. And so that's basically it, why this base option here is used. Of course, we can go at any time, change it, edit it if we want. Go edit view. And I can change the style if I want it. I can make it only black and white, but I will leave it like this first. Okay, so let's go and continue with the other tool here. Let's go to the projected, and it's pretty similar with this one, just to make some other projections of each and every one. That's basically it. It's just another way of doing this thing. Go right click, hit create, and now you have this. Now this is independent from the other ones, but these are not independent from this one. But I will learn you how to make them independent, how to break the alignment. Let's delete this because it just gets too messed up. So that's it for the projected. Now we have this auxiliary, and what this does is it makes some kind of orientation in which you want to make the projection. Let's see, I want it to be in this line or in this line. So in some cases you will use this as well. And we can change the scale, we can make it bigger, we can make it smaller. So these are all pretty similar with each one. Let's undo it and continue with the other tool here, the section. And now this is just to make some cuttings. Let's see. One more time, I'm going to explain how to do that. Click here, select the ones you want to make intersection, and now make a line which you want to make a cut, and then you select the direction which you want to do the cutting. One time click here and go continue. And now I will just move it a little bit here, and so we can see the inner parts of it. Click here, and now you can see we have done a cutting here. And now we can go and use this auxiliary. Oops, no, I wanted to use this project, and now I'm gonna place it like this here and click create. So now we can see how it looks like when it is cut in half. So that's basically how you use them and combine all these tools. Let's undo all of them, and let's go and explain this detail tool. Okay, I'm gonna select this one in this case. So now you make a circle. Let's make it like this. And now it is asking us to place somewhere. Let's place it here. Okay, now I have made a cut as big as the diameters. When I make it smaller, this gets smaller too. When I make it bigger, it gets bigger. When I change the position of it, this also changes. So let's make like this. And now we can again make a projection in a 3D view. Hit create. And so this is how I made the cutting. Okay, so let's go and undo all of these so we don't get messed up. And I did explain this. And so this one is only for only for assembly drawings. It's just to show some different position. For instance, if we have a robotic arm, you can make it first at one position down, then you can make another view when the arm is stretched, or many other views. But since this is only a part, we cannot use this tool, so this is only for assembly tools. Alright, so that's it for the create panel. Now we have this tool, which is pretty similar with the sketch tool, is just to create a draft. You can go, okay, now you are in the sketch mode, you can make, for example, a circle, anything you want. Click finish, and now we have this here. Let's go and undo this, undo it again, undo it. It would be easier if I were just to delete it. Okay, so this one is very similar with sketch. I'm gonna jump it just shortly to this part here. Just click here if you want to make a sketch on the sheet, but if not, you can make also a sketch on the part. Click sketch and choose the part here. So now you're basically drawing on the part. So let's make a circle. Click finish, and you can use these as well like tools, but we're gonna explain them later on. I'm gonna delete this. Okay, so now what we have left, we have also these modify tools here. We have the break tool, which is, I'm gonna explain why it is used. So we can make just a short break, for example here, from here to here. Now it will okay, as you can see now, I don't need to explain what it did because you can see it. Of course we can edit that. No, I want to delete that, undo it. Okay, just one more time. So it breaks it, and if you select a part, for example here, and let's say here, then the distance between these two lines will let's say it will shrink it. So let's try it one more time, and as you can see now, we don't have any more of that distance here. Okay, I'm gonna undo it, and now we will continue with the breakout. Okay, But before we can use the breakout option, we first need to have a sketch. And we also need to know where to create a sketch. So let's say I want this tool is kind of just like the extrude option when we used it for cutting. So if I use the sketch, for instance, I select the first line here. So that means I'm on the top. If I select this here, then it means I'm on this point here. If I were to select this edge, that means I would be here. But it is not the same when I make it here and when I make it here, because then it would extrude it from that point in this direction. And if I make a sketch here, then it will extrude it downwards. So let's just first make the sketch, and then you will see how it will work. Now I make a circle here, and let's make it just big enough. Okay, so make a circle, finish the sketch, and now we can go and use the breakout option. Click breakout, select the part. Now as you can see, it automatically detected the circle, but we also need a second point to tell it at which point to go. So select that one, and then select the depth up at that point. I want to make a cut all through it, and as you can see now I made just like the extrusion. So if I were to use now the projected option here and see it from this angle, and okay, I think this is it. Create, and let's move it here. So just like I told you, we created it from this point, and we selected our sketch, which was a circle, and then we selected the depth up to this point here, which we chose from this one here. So let's just repeat it one more time so you have a clear understanding on what's going on. I will create another sketch, start a new sketch, and this time I will only use this one here so you have a better understanding of what's going on. So I will start a sketch here. I will use now, this time let's make a polygon. So this time you will see what is going on. Oh, sorry, because this is a 3D, and it won't work like I am wanting to do. I'm gonna create another one. Let's finish this. It's not what I wanted to do. Let's undo it. Okay, undo it one more time, and now I'm making a polygon here. So when I select this circle here, I'm selecting this edge here. If I'm selecting this inner one, I'm selecting this here. So I will make it from the top. Okay, so I will make it like this. Finish the sketch, and now I can use the breakout option. Select this. I think the profile is selected, and select the depth. The depth will be, let's make this time not until here, but let's make it, and let's make it just up here. Okay, click OK, and now we made the cut. And if we go again, make a projectation, I want to see the 3D, and okay, here it is. Click create. Now let's move it here. You see, we first selected this circle to start the sketch, And just like in the extrude option, we selected the distance, which I chose to be the surface, and then we made the cutting. So that's basically it for the breakout. Let's undo all of these. Okay, and now we can continue with the crop tool. Let's go select it and choose your view, and you just make a rectangle that you want to crop. And now, as you can see, we are left with this view right here. If we go project it and make a 3D form, oops, no, I don't want it to do that. We first need to create a independent view. Let's make it here. Click here, click create. Now I want okay, so let's go and select the crop option here. Now you select the view you want to crop and just make a rectangle. Just click on that, and now you can see we have only the part in which we made the rectangle here. Let's undo that, and now we can continue with the tool which we are left, and now we can continue with the break alignment. It's to create an alignment and to break an alignment. What does that mean? As you can see here, this is still aligned to this, and we cannot move it, only we can scroll it in the vertical direction. So I want to break that. Just go click here, and now it is broken, and we can move it anywhere we want. It's the same thing to create the alignment. Select this and this, and now it is back again. The same goes for the horizontal alignment and in position alignment. Okay, so we talked about the sketch option, we talked about the new sheet, and that's basically it for the place view menu. Now in the next lecture we are going to continue with the annotate. Alright, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next lecture. Goodbye.